Hello. I just wanted to touch base with my viewers. Um, I'm back in school. The My second full semester. Well, not full semester. Taking 3 classes. Hopefully, taking 2 classes in the summer, 4 classes in the fall of 2010, and God willing, I'll be at UW in January of 2011. The classes I'm taking are Spanish 2, Psychology, Intro to Psych, and Logic and Critical Thinking. And I'm taking Spanish 2, and hopefully I'll be able to be good enough and fluent in conversational Spanish that I can go to the mission trip that my church is doing to Mexico. I like Intro to Psych, although there is, I kind of question whether I should get into psychology. I mean, to be perfectly honest, there's a little bit of fundamentalist in me as well. And like thinking, like, what is psychology, but like is it like trying to rationalize our own thoughts and like leave God out of it? But I like the idea that the Bible tells us why, science tells us how, and we are given gifts and strengths to help heal other people with the knowledge that we are given. And as long as you don't make it all about the self, I don't see a problem with psychology. I know one thing for sure: I'm not a Darwinian evolutionist in the school of psychology. Basically, that it's all it's all based on genes, and all our behavior is programmed because it helps propagate the species. And I really don't like Darwinian school of thought, because it takes God out of everything. It takes the spirit, it takes the soul out of everything, and makes us just a bunch of like genes and ancestral memory and history. And I really don't like the survival of the fittest, because a lot of people have misused that in eugenetics, and basically making my race is more superior than yours, so we can conquer you, etc. But it's very interesting, and I mean, it's and learning about psychology. I mean, this I'm going to have to do a lot of work, a lot of homework, and I'm lazy. Thankfully, I have a 3-hour gap between 2 of my classes and an hour and 45-minute gap between the other. And I'm also going to use that to study, to eat, and to exercise, because I don't treat my body very well. If the body is a temple, mine is littered with junk food wrappers and very, very messy. So I think that's going to help. My logic and critical thinking class, even though the book is the most dense book I've ever seen, and my teacher's very nice, but she's kind of all over the place, but I am beginning to understand her train of thought, which is a lot like mine. She's also very attractive. And which kind of can be distracting, because I mean, you don't want to lust in your heart, you don't, but I mean, sometimes the mind wanders, and I feel like I force myself to just knock that out, like, no, don't think about that. And that, I'll let you know how that's doing. I am a man, after all, with a sinful nature, but I think this is going to help me put my arguments across better. Sometimes my thoughts race so fast that I can't actually put a concrete argument of what I'm trying to say. So I think that this will help me. I'm also starting to write for the school newspaper again under uh, the name Max the Militant Moderate. And I'm actually thinking about next month writing an article about my faith and about what I believe it means to be born again, what it means to be evangelical, but also that it's for those who have the wrong impression of Christianity, for those who have, I don't want to say turned their nose, but turned their back on this awesome free gift that God gives us because of some of the messengers. And hoping that, I mean, I'm kind of concerned because it is, I mean, it's school newspaper, and I mean, you don't want to be accused of proselytizing, but I think if done in a very respectful way, respectful, loving way, and telling where I'm coming from, I believe that it will be a good article, and hopefully it might reach other people. I firmly believe that there are people who are non-believers just because of what Christians do in God's name. Those who condemn but don't offer any salvation, other than their very narrow form of beliefs. Kind of, it's more that hopefully, do you see why I need the logic class to actually put my thoughts? But it's, I mean, we were talking about Pat Robertson this past week over at my gaming group, and mentioned the words evangelical and born again, and this is why I don't like people who are born again, and I said, no, again, do not use the word evangelical and born again. I mean, I can't judge the people's hearts, but I can tell them by their fruit, and when their fruit is hypocritical judgment, when their fruit is policies that support the rich at the expense of the poor, policies that support pollution of the environment, policies that support Israel unconditionally without putting any pressure on them to treat. I'm not saying like the actual people who are sending missile rockets from Gaza into Israel proper, but I'm talking the entire, like having it that the rank and file Palestinians that are just trying to live are treated like second-class citizens, and as Christians we believe that's okay, and we put no pressure on the Israeli government. All those things put together, I believe, puts Christianity in a bad light. And so that's why when people like talk about, and I know like J. Franklin's and I, we disagree on Pat Robertson and Jerry Falwell, etc., but a huge sway of the unbelieving world of the atheists are using him and using Michelle Bachmann and the fundamentalists as a wedge, as a block to keep people from the faith. I mean, just look at People for the American Way website and just see how they're using them against the kingdom. But, so that's why I just wanted to say where I'm up, and hopefully I'll have a Bible study within the next couple days. God bless.